Hi, all the signs of the Zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for September 2018. This month, I'm using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, now on to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for September 2018. And the first sign I'm starting with is Aries. And the first card you have, Aries, is the Fool. And this is starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations. But you have to be careful that you have your wits about you and that you don't fall off the cliff, because you might have your head in the clouds and have rose-colored glasses on. So you need to be grounded and in reality and watch your step. I do feel many of you Aries are going to be actually feeling a little more footloose and fancy-free than maybe you have in recent times. And I feel that some of you get pointed in an interesting direction, and that brings in money for you. I get like found money. So it could be somebody leads you to a stock tip, a new job, your place that you work is going to consider you for a promotion, because I get it, like it could even be somebody giving you money. You could inherit money, you could find money, but I get like you're going to get led into the direction that you will have money coming to you. Some of you are also starting to release a lot of extra pressure that's been built up inside of you by exercising and working out. You could begin jogging or treadmill or elliptical, working out, lifting weights, taking dance classes, yoga, whatever works for you. But I do see you like letting off pressure and steam through exercise. Many of you are going to feel very close to your family in mid-September. Very sentimental, like home is where the heart is. That's what my guides are telling me, and that you're going to feel you're going to be spending time at home or close to home and family. Even though it's a journey card. Even though it's a journey card, that's what my guides say. You do have improvement. Circumstances are changing and evolving for you. That's bringing in improvement. You're starting to feel improvement. Some of you are going to be like leading the show. Talking to people. You could actually be performing in some way, or you're going to be introduced to people, or find yourself in a social situation at a gathering or a seminar or a class, or maybe even on YouTube or somewhere where you're like the star of the show, or you're leading the show, or you're being entertaining and people are listening to you, and you're being outgoing, gregarious, and friendly. You also have the Nine of Pentacles, which makes sense for what I got in the Fool card. This is being at peace and contentment with your life and having financial stability and abundance behind you. So let's see why you have these two together. I do feel that you're really putting your pedal to the metal about money. You may be curtailing spending, and you may also be putting the pedal to the metal about, like, you want to generate more money, you want to start a business, or expand your business, or get a sideline job or a part-time job in addition to what you already do, or find new ways to be creative and make money. You're getting really inspired here about you're focusing on not spending too much, or you're curtailing it, and or you are going to be finding new ways to make the money. Pride goeth before a fall. My mother always used to say that to me. So you have to be very careful about what you say to people. Don't just, even if you feel like really confident, or like you're on top of the world, or things are rolling and you're freewheeling and feeling more like, woohoo, everything's better now, or whatever. Be careful what you say to people, that you don't hurt their feelings or expose too much about your good fortune or what's going on with you. You, especially anything that's surrounding ego. Now, I'm not criticizing ego. We all need ego to survive. Ego is part of each lifetime we have a different ego, right? So you need to keep yours in check. I'm not saying, oh, you're full of yourself. That's not what I'm saying, Aries. But what I pick up here is you may be feeling so good, like good turn of favor, fortune changing for you, things are improving, that it may make your ego a little bigger or you're happier, so you're projecting it. You may want to curtail it when you have to explain things or talk to people, and I wouldn't be like real boasting or bragging about, guess what, I got this or that, because there's other people around you might say that to, that might be like, and not real happy about hearing your good fortune. I do feel that there's some of you, Aries, where someone's going to come in and offer you a job or give you a promotion or some kind of opportunity. And I do feel it's not just like, I feel like you're singled out for it. So they may come seek you out, or you're singled out of many applicants. It's going to be different for all of you. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Taurus. Taurus, the first card you have in this reading today for the mid-month of September is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is a card to me that symbolizes giving charitably and freely to others, being generous. It can also mean you receiving charity and generosity from others. It can be also receiving money from banks, loans, financial institutions, insurance payouts, tax refunds. This card can also indicate the balance of give and take, and also can mean financial success. Some of you Tauruses are working out a deal with someone. It could be if any of you have some rights to something or own a business, you may be writing up some contract or negotiation to hand it over to someone else, or someone's buying it from you. You could even be like entering in a partnership. It's possible for some of you. And some of you are going to be learning a lot through some kind of trade agreement. You could be trading services, bartering, or you could be trading with other countries, or trading with other businesses, or trading with other people, or stock trading. There's a lot of trading, but I get you're going to be learning a lot through trading with others. You know, I do feel like you need to buckle your seatbelts, because I feel like you're in for a bit of a bumpy ride for the next few months. But when you come out of it, this bumpy ride, you're going to be like in sparkling sunshine, and everything's going to be cleared up. So maybe you're already in it, because timing is different for everybody. So the bumpy ride, you may already be in that bumpy ride, and if it's coming up, it's only going to last for a pocket of time. The number 4 comes up to me in my head, so it could be 4 weeks, 4 months, and then either one. And then after that time period, it's like the sun is shining, and you have like, it's like a new birth, a new beginning, a rebirth, a breath of fresh air. Some of you are going to be really studying and learning something. Some of you, it does actually have to do with finances, financial planning, could have to do with IRAs, taxes, some things that circle around money. Some of you are doing that. You know, you need to recharge your batteries. The guides are saying you need to like loosen up. So it would be great if you could go on a sabbatical, a vacation, have some downtime. It's like you're stressed, and you be good for you to recharge your batteries. You have the 7 of Pentacles next, which is being tired and exhausted of your hard work and efforts, but gaining financial gain and rewards from your hard work and efforts. Can mean other things. That's like a short version of the description. Now, money's going to really start flowing to you in January. I hear you have to get, like I'm hearing, I have to get myself out there. And then the very next phrase I hear is money is going to start flowing to me in January. And that's for Tauruses. If there's any way you can get a sponsorship, you will be getting a new sponsorship, for those of you that applies to. Some of you may have been facing some headaches from investments, family investments that went sour, or family money and family issues circling around money that went sour or didn't go well Some of you have had to deal with that. And this could be through inheritances, wills, misspending, or your parents maybe had to go to a nursing home and it cost too much money, or they blew money, or your parents or family members were blowing money on gambling or something else. And I see you having to like face it, deal with it, look at it, try to help, you know, be involved. You've been involved in it. Some of you, it could be your own money. It could be your family, that you created, but it could also be family you grew up in that maybe you have to step in and like be the voice of reason or sort things out for them, is possible for some of you Tauruses here. You may have experienced some kind of downturn with money, your own or other people you're connected to in the month of August, and now you're in September, and so this could be part of the bumpy period. I'm telling you, there's something about the month of January for you guys in 2019 that's coming up, and I get like there's a deal that's going to be a sweet deal that's going to come up for you, or things are just sweeter about money for you then. Some of you that have your own business are going to be taking on new clients or new customers or having new business. And I kind of feel like you almost like you have to do it if you own your own business, because it's you need that boost or that income, like you need it. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Gemini. And the first card you have here, Gemini, is the Chariot. And the Chariot is having to make a choice or a decision or a choice about something. You could be pulled in two different directions. You may have to choose between two things. This can also mean change coming. It can also mean long distance travel or travel in general. I feel like you've learned a lot through experience, but I do feel like somebody's going to sit down and want to talk to you about something. It could be about how you can improve your work, how you can improve your business, you can improve your finances. It's like somebody's talking to you. Some of you are going to start publicizing content on the internet. This could be through a blog. It could be YouTube, but I feel like some of this feels to me like it's in writing. If you've recently started a new relationship, I feel it's going to start to rev up and speed up and gain legs and maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Grow, expand, become more committed. Now, I do feel like they meant love, but this could be also a business arrangement relationship or some other type of relationship. But I really do feel for some of you they were referencing romance. Be careful and cautious about not being too stubborn or too controlling, or getting too fixed or stuck where you don't want to hear advice or information, or gets too set in your ways. It's a good month for you to be flexible. I'm not saying, you're not a fixed sign. Gemini is not one of the fixed signs. Aquarians in air signs, it's Aquarius. I'm a fixed sign. But for you, you're not a fixed sign, but I see you being stubborn, or like, your hands crossed in front of you and like you don't really want to hear something, or you're not bending and going with the flow enough in some way. Yeah, you're going to be broadcasting yourself or putting yourself out there. Some of you are going to be bringing in big bucks in a big way. This is going to happen. This card is the number 7, so it could happen in July. It could also happen in like 7 months or 7 weeks, but I really feel it's more like the number 8 is around it, not to be contradictory. So the next card you have here is the Queen of Rods, and this could be you if you have a fire sign as your rising sign or moon sign, Gemini, but this is normally a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. I do feel like you're going to start making phone calls and like doing some promotions or marketing. I get you like calling people. You're like trying to get them involved or on board, or maybe they're clients that you have to call, but I'm getting like phone calls and marketing and all that comes up around you. Again, I get important discussion that you have with a peer. It could be a family member to you, like a sibling, or it could be to a significant other if they're a peer to you. But in a lot of ways, Gemini, I really feel for many of you, it's hard to read when it's a people card in a general reading because it can mean so many different people. But when I hear an important conversation with a peer to you, the first thing that came into my head was this is like a coworker or something to do with business or work. But it could be an important discussion with a peer to you that's a sibling or a friend or a love. This Queen of Rods may be asking you to subscribe to something, to get on board with something they're doing. They could be starting a business or there's something they want to do, and they might be like, Gemini, come on, are you going to get on board with this idea? Are you going to financially back me? Or do you want to be business partners? Or, what do you think of this idea? Let's go for it. It could also be the other way around. You could be asking them. But really, it feels more to me like they're asking you. I feel like you're liking what you hear from them, but I also hear you're having a lot of trouble, or I don't want to say trouble, but trying to decide. And this can be a decision-making card. So it's funny that comes up with this Queen of Rods. So I do feel like you're liking the ideas you hear or what you're hearing from them. But I feel like you're not, like maybe that's why I got your arms crossed. Like you may be a little fixed in your mind about something. So this may be a little bit hard for you to decide. So you might get the answers to that in October or November, more so than what you're going to get in the middle of September. The conversation may happen in September, but you're deciding on what to do with it and how to deal with it may not take place in September. So now on to the sign of Cancer. And the first card you have here, Cancer, flew right out of the deck when I was shuffling is the Moon. And this is, and that's your ruling planet, so kind of interesting it wanted to fly out. This is secrecy and deception in romance. It can be your heightened ability of your intuition and psychic ability is kicking up. It can also be indicating there's some illusion. It's a card of an illusion. This card can also mean secrecy by itself and romance by itself. I feel like you're going to be extremely sensitive in September, mid-month of September, and maybe moving forward a few weeks after that. I feel like you're trying to talk to somebody, find somebody to talk to call, to help you out, or to hang out with. I feel like you want to talk. You want to talk to somebody, and it's like you need an ear, you need somebody to lean on or to hear your, because you're like sensitive and emotional around the midpoint of September and going on maybe even into the beginning of October. I feel like you're having a little bit of a bout of self-esteem issues. You may be feeling a little down and out. You may not be feeling that good about yourself. Maybe you don't feel well either. Like maybe you have some things that are making you not feel well. Maybe you're or you're upset about your weight, or you don't feel like you look your best, or like, I don't know, but I get like emotionalism and insecurity and looking for somebody to talk to, possibly a friend. And I feel like you want to kind of like, for lack of a better word, I'm going to say to cry on somebody's shoulder, even though in your head you may not think that's what it is. Some of you feel lonely. Some of you Cancers feel lonely, or you feel cut off from something. You could be feeling cut off from a family member, or cut off from love relationships, because this is what I feel is affecting you. Something in this area, what I just mentioned there. You could be really having some depression. I hope that's not the case, and I'm not wishing it for you. It's what I'm picking up. You may also be having a little difficulty about the world. You may be feeling like you feel the world needs to be a better place, and you're disappointed about worldly events and the way things are going. But this could be personally, you could be feeling this way about yourself, but it can also be the world. You have the King of Swords here next. This is an air sign male. This is either an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could also be you, Cancer, if you have a rising or moon sign that is an air sign. It could be also a female. Don't just think it's a male because I said it's a male. It is a king after all, but women can come up as kings. Some of you are going to learn a lot through this King of Swords. Some of you are having a sexual attraction or I don't know if some of you may be already intertwined with this King of Swords, but I definitely get like learning a lot from this King and feeling like sexual attraction to them. I feel like I do feel it's male, more likely a male than a female, but I get whoever they are, they're very intelligent, intellectual, smart, intelligent, all those words swarm around him. Some of you are going to start doing things together with this King of Swords. You almost get like this revival of your life or your energy through your interactions of hanging out with this King of Swords. I feel like they may be making a lot of money through what they are doing for work, and their work or income may actually, for those of you that are coupled with this King of Swords, is helping you out or helping your life together out. Like it's through the work they're doing and the money they're making. I do feel for many of you, if you are not intertwined with this King of Swords yet, or you do not know them yet, you will become this King of Swords top priority for some of you. There is some element of you here that would like to help the King of Swords in some way too. If you're a spouse or intertwined with them, maybe you want to help them out with their business. Or if they have their own business, or, maybe they're not feeling well and you want to take care of them and help them out. But I do feel like this does really feel like a love relationship to me. And if you're not intertwined with this person yet, I feel you will be. If it's not somebody you're in love with, like in a romantic sense, this King of Swords still plays a very important part and a very important factor for you. And it could be a close friend or a very close relative if it's not someone you're romantically intertwined with. So I hope that was of help to you. Now on to the sign of Leo. And the first card you have here is the Page of Rods, which could be you. And this would be a fire sign person, either being a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could also be someone giving you a message about, it could just be a messenger about work, enterprise, communication, some news. I feel that some of you are going to find that there is some kind of breach of contract or something becomes null and void. Now, this could be some contract you signed, some contract you set up with somebody else. Could even be a divorce for some of you. Some of you are going to have to clean out everything. Clean out your house, clean out your workspace, clean out your living space. You get let go from a job, or the job folds, or the business collapses, you may have to leave. So you're packing up your stuff to leave. Some of you maybe you are going through a divorce settlement, or moving, or maybe some contract fell through or something, and you have to move. Because I'm seeing you clean things out. Like cleaning out cabinets, cleaning out drawers, putting stuff in boxes, and taking stuff out. For some of you, keep in mind this is a general reading, so if the messages I'm saying here do not make sense to you, please watch your rising sign or your moon sign, because your messages may be coming to you from there this month, in the middle of the month. Some of you are going to have to hire a lawyer. You may already have one, but some of you will be hiring one. I do feel like some of you are really looking at like everything has to be liquidated. If you owned your own business and you had a lot of stock and you needed to get rid of that stock or items or whatever, you could be liquidating things because the business has to be sold or it folded and you need to get as much money out of it as you can. Or again, like I said, if this is some kind of marriage a relationship or something where you were in a union with somebody and then now it's breaking apart, you need to liquidate things. That comes up here for some of you Leos. Some of you may feel like, I have to get out of here. I have to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. You may feel like you want to leave someplace. And like I said, this, for some of you, it could be a job or a career. For some of you, it could be the space you're living in, or the town, or the, the place itself, or it could be a relationship. The next card you have here is Three of Swords. This is either a divorce, or somebody cheated, or it's some kind of heartbreaking or sad situation for you. Everything boils down to how you've been treated. That's what I'm hearing. I feel for some of you, you feel like you've been betrayed. I feel for some of you, you or your partner or somebody has lost touch with reality in this story circling around you. So that could apply to you. That could apply to your partner or a business associate. I don't know, a family member. I don't know, but I get those words came up here. I feel like you're going to be splitting things down the middle. And I feel like when you move out of whatever this convoluted situation is, that you're going to do things different than you ever did before once this is settled and over and done with. I do also feel some of you are going to be parting ways with someone, and they at one point were very good company to you. So some of you, it's not cheating of a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend. It could also be a close relationship you've had either with a family member or a friend, and that they were good company to you, but there were things that you felt betrayed, or you felt like they took advantage of you, or they weren't fully honest with you in some way, and now you have to part ways. So for some of you, it's going to be a situation like that. I feel some of you Leos are going to look at this like, why did it have to come down to this? Some things could have been salvaged or saved here or rectified, but for some reason they weren't. So these are the thoughts I'm picking up for the Leos that are having this Three of Swords, that what's going to go through your head. I feel a lot of things work out and get cleaned up and are going much better for you and in your favor when you hit February about the situation I'm talking about. Doesn't mean your whole life. It means about this. Like once you hit February and thereafter, I get like things are cleaned up. Things are better. You're moving on to like things are going along more free and clear for you at that point. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Virgo. And the first card you have here, Virgo, is the Knight of Rods. And the Knight of Rods is a fire sign, male or female. This is either a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. I feel like you're at odds with this Knight of Swords. I don't feel like you want to go along quietly with what they want to do. I see you being kind of fixed and digging in your heels. Like you feel a little bit struggling against the grain with them. Like with whatever their agenda is or whatever their plan is or whatever they want to do. I feel you like digging your heels in and being like, no, I don't really want to do that. They're talking to a lot of people. They're getting something off the ground and running, and it's some kind of ball. They're running with it. They could be starting their own business. They could be socializing with a lot of people just to be social. They could be doing marketing or networking for their own, career or business. I don't know, but I get them talking to a lot of people. They're interested in you. But I do feel that they're quite interested in themselves right now and where something is, some project or something is that's going on that they are working on or doing. They may be a little bit pissy with you. They may have half a mind to like tell you off or give you a piece of their mind or be like really blunt, abrupt, confrontational with you. And I see you looking at them like, I can't believe this is happening. I feel like whatever they're doing, they're taking it too far. That's your view of them. I see you like, I can't believe they're doing this. I can't believe this is happening. They're taking this too far. That's the thought I see in your head about the Knight of Rods. I feel like sometimes you can have charmed conversations with them, and sometimes they really do want to be intertwined with you or be on good terms with you when it is good for them and it suits them. I feel like you kind of have a hard time dealing with whoever this Knight of Rods is. It does feel like for some of you it's a romantic relationship. For some of you it could be a friendship or a family member that kind of you go round and round with or get at odds with them at times. So the next card you have here is the Six of Pentacles, which is giving money generously and freely and giving charity to others. It can also mean you receiving charity and generosity from others and banks, loans, financial institutions, insurance payouts, and grants or tax refunds. It can also mean the balance of give and take, and sometimes it can mean financial success. You're reinventing yourself in some way. Some of you are thoroughly cleaning out closets, and this could be proverbial closets like closets to do with your bank account. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. I hope you get what I'm driving at there. Some of you are going to have some kind of notification that's going to come to you about a family member, that some money may be coming your way from a family member. For some of you, it could be an inheritance. For some of you, it could just be a family member wants to give you a gift of cash for some reason. That doesn't usually come up to me with this card, but I always go by what my spirit guides say, and that's what they're bringing up here. I do feel like you have to dole out a lot of money in September, and this is maybe to fix or save something. That's a pretty big deal. And I do feel like you have the intelligence about you, about it, like how to work the numbers, how to run the numbers, anything that has to do with figuring out budgets, costs, debt to earnings ratios, budgeting, all that, and anything you have to figure out about money. Some of you may be getting some kind of money that's coming from insurance. If you had any car accidents or homeowners insurance or something, or somebody's life insurance that they passed away and they left you money in a life insurance policy, because I get some of you, not all of you, some of you Virgos, money's coming to you from insurance. Some of you are just going to be really spending a lot of money on a lot of things. I see some of you having to pay for a wedding. Somebody in your family may be getting married and you have to pay for a wedding, or maybe just you're finding because I see some of you doing that. Some of you, it could be the price of food is getting ridiculously expensive anymore. Have you noticed? I mean, it's outrageous. It could be just that you're finding like you have to spend a lot of money to put food on the table for your family even. For some of you, it's just boiling down to even that. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Libra. And the first card I have for you, Libra, is the Two of Swords. And this means a block, a stop, or a stalemate. You could be protecting your heart. There could be things that you don't want to face or see. There could be things that you just can't see that are hidden from you. There's emotions here tied up in whatever is going on with the Two of Swords. I do feel that you've gotten closed off from people or situations where things have shut down or shut you down. You may feel like, I'm tired of being the outcast, or I'm tired of being on the fringe of what's going on. I want to be in the center. I want to be in the know. I feel like you've witnessed some suspicious activity or suspicious behavior around you. And I feel like you may be a little concerned about it or frightened about it or have some worriment about it, and you want to protect yourself from it or step away from it. This could be going on inside your family. This could be like shady dealings or things going on with nefarious people at your place of business or work. It could be things going on with like friends or people you know, and you just feel like, what are they getting into? This is like dangerous, or why are they doing this? And I feel you would like to protect yourself and back off of it. Some of you may say, I'm not going to deal with people anymore like this, or I have to move away from this. I don't feel this is good for me or healthy for me, and I want to change something about it, leave or move. I do get that for some of you Libras. I do feel that some of you Libras are experiencing a big whirlwind or a dynamic of family dynamic of unrest, where family members may be at odds with each other, or some tumultuous thing going on within your family. You know, and I feel like some of you Libras may get tired of hearing everybody else's sob stories or problems, but maybe you feel like people that you care about or care about you or you're in a family with don't want to hear about yours. You listen to all their problems and their sob stories, but maybe you feel like they don't listen to you or care enough about your issues or what you have going on. If you don't like something that is going on, I'm telling you, you're either going to change your job, leave a situation, move away. I don't know, but like you're going to change something. And you have the world here, which is being in control. Planets in the heavens, spirit guides around you, conspiring to give you control. So you may be taking the ball in your own court and in your own hands here. Valuable information comes in for you next month that sets everything in a course of motion or a new course of motion and action. And I feel like they're indicating the month of October. If you want to have a new job, I see you having a new job, like interviewing new jobs. That's coming up for some of you Libras. You can't stand injustices, and I feel like some of you Libras really feel a little bit up in arms about wanting to see something get rectified, adjusted, or made right. Some wrong you want to see made right. This could be at your work or place of business. This could be in the world with the governments and what's happening in the world. It could even be within your own family or even in your own private personal love life relationships. It's going to be different for all of you because it is a general reading. You're going to see a lot of bipolar behavior. I'm not saying they're clinically bipolar. They might be, but I see you're going to witness bipolar behavior from someone you are either related to or you work with or you deal with all the time. Like you're going to feel like they're this way, they're that way. They're acting this extreme and that extreme. I do feel like you may call somebody out and say, I've had enough of it. I've had enough of your bad behavior or treating me this way, or maybe you don't like that they're this way than that way. But because I feel like it's how they deal with you or affect you, not necessarily just like that they act that way all over the place. Outwardly, it may be what you witness, what you have to deal with from them. You may tell somebody, you may finally sit them down and say, you need counseling, or you need to sort this out and figure it out. You need to stop this behavior or stop what's going on, or you need some kind of therapy, or you need counseling, or you need some sort of counsel, like spiritual counseling. But I see you saying it to someone else. I'm not saying you need it. It's what I see you saying to someone. So I hope these messages made sense to you. Now on to the sign of Scorpio. And the first sign you have here, first card you have here, Scorpio, is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is someone lying to you or stealing from you or deceiving you in some way. You could also be the one doing it to someone else, but it's very likely it could be happening to you. You're parting company with somebody that meant a lot to you. I do feel like you had your time in the sun with them. I feel like you had your happy days with them, but I feel like now you're parting ways, and it's because of whatever they did here with the Seven of Swords. I feel like it was a challenging partnership, and it was too much for you to deal with or to be around them. There was always some hidden agenda or secret motive behind everything that they did. Or it could have been that you had the secret motive and the secret agenda behind everything you did in your dealing with them. But I really feel like they were doing it to you. They could have been, you may at one point have worshipped the ground they walked on. You may have looked at them like they may have actually had been a healer of some sort. Comes up here to me, but they may have been dishonest with you, and their behavior could have been repugnant. So you don't want to do business with them anymore, or you don't want to deal with them anymore. I feel like they were always kind of like on the make or on the take about something. You may have lost a lot in your dealings with this person, and it may not have been money, although it could have been. But I also feel like you may have lost a lot with your self-esteem, or how they made you feel, or their lack of committedness or honesty, or you lost some things in your dealings with this person. And your next card probably is the person. It's the Page of Pentacles, but I'm not there yet. I feel like you suffered a lot of bitter disappointment with this person, but If it hasn't happened yet, it's coming. But the way they're saying it, I feel like you're already going through it now, or it's recently happened in the past couple of months. If you haven't had this happen yet, what I'm talking about, then it's coming up in the next couple of months. You have the Page of Pentacles next, as I said, and this is either a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could also be you, Scorpio, if your rising sign or moon sign is an earth sign. They're really mixed up. I feel like this Page of Pentacles for you was some kind of mixed up individual. I feel like they're having a hard time like dealing with their emotions or dealing with themselves. And even though they may not have outwardly expressed that, internally, I feel like this is what's been going on in their head, in their psyche, in their emotions. And they may even be leading a double life. They may be looking like, you know, maybe they're portraying themselves like they're one type of person and they are interested in these types of activities and they like to do this and that and the other, but they have another life that goes on that maybe they keep secret even from you, or maybe you know about that double life. It depends. It's going to be different for all of you, but this is adding to like what their mixed up life is going on inside of their head. I feel like they do want to be respected and adored, but I don't feel that's necessarily what's happening for them. It's not. They're not really getting what they want in that way. And I feel they could be having issues in regard to money. I feel like they have trouble with their finances. Even if they make decent money, for some reason, maybe they're poor managers of their own money, or they spend more money than what they earn. I don't know, but I feel like money issues circle around this Page of Pentacles. And I feel like you kind of have had it with trying to buoy their spirits or lift up their life or uphold their situation. I feel like you were part of like lifting them up or holding them up or being there for them, or, you know, whether it's love or a child or a partner in business. I don't know. The scenario is going to be different for all of you, but it's definitely what's going on with this Seven of Swords is connected to this Page of Pentacles. And not every time I see two cards in a layout in the updates, they're not always speaking with each other, but in this sense, they are. I feel like there's trouble in paradise for this Page of Pentacles, and they may do something drastic. I hope they're not going to do something unhealthy to themselves, or they may do some like wacky off the board move, like move off to another country, or, you know, quit a job unceremoniously and become homeless. I don't know. I get like drastic moves around this page. So, phew, you had a little, some of these signs this month, I gotta say, they're like kind of uproarious about what's going on. Not everybody, but, you know, some of you are going to have that, and yours was pretty dramatic there. So I hope this reading was of help to you. Now on to the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, the first card you have here is the Chariot, and this is change. It can also mean long distance travel. It can be being pulled in two different directions. It can be having to make a decision or a choice between two things. I feel like you're in between what you want to do. Like you can't figure it out. I want to go this way? Do I want to do that way? I do feel like you're torn about what you want to do. I see you going, I have to become more solid, more concrete, either in your thinking or in some area of your life. You're like, I want to be more solid, more concrete. I feel in some way you've kind of forgotten how to live or lost part of yourself, of like you're losing something about either your identity or how you want your life to go or how you want certain things to roll. I don't know. That's the energy I get around you. I don't feel like you've been feeling like yourself, because I'm getting like I have to pick myself up. I have to dust myself off. I have to get myself in gear. I have to feel more solid. Like I feel like there's been too many things that have been difficult surrounding you that have depleted your energy. And because this is a general reading, Sagittarius, the things that could be doing that for you are too many to name in this brief update. So hopefully you're going to know what I'm referring to for you. I do see you making a plan of action. I do see you starting to buckle down and get it together and like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So maybe what I'm picking up about your not feeling like things were solid and what direction you wanted to go in and all that, maybe that's already happened, and now you're coming into the point where you're going to map out some kind of course of action and a plan of what you want to do. For some of you, if you're not at this juncture yet, you will be getting there. You're going to start trusting yourself and your own intuition, and you're going to start to step away from things that are speculation. Anything that where you've done too much speculating, you're going to be like, you know what, I'm not going to do speculation anymore. I'm going to pay attention to my own heart, my own gut, and my own intuition, and I'm going to start going with that and doing what that tells me to do. You have the Six of Cups next. This is a past life reincarnation relationship that you've come together in this lifetime to solve karma together. You could be a couple romantically. This could also be, it can also be children or fond childhood memories. But usually to me, this is a relationship where you've reincarnated with them again. I feel like this is somebody that you're keeping secrets from each other. I don't feel like you're doing things the way you used to with each other. I feel like it's a relationship that's difficult to like keep on an even keel, because I feel like it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's this way, it's that way. You may feel like there's been some deceiving or trickery going on around you with this person that's the other person in this Six of Cups situation. I feel like you're going, we're supposed to do this thing, but I can't figure it out anymore, so I'm getting ready to be done with it. Like, that's the energy I get. So this is definitely a karmic relationship, and I feel like you've believed that for a very long time, but now you come to this juncture where you're like, did we solve this karma here? Because I don't really know what to do with this anymore, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm done with it. So for many of you, it could be, you know, a friendship. It doesn't even have to be a love relationship, but for some of you, I do feel it is a love partnership, that maybe it's somebody you're dating or somebody you're coupled with seriously. It could even be someone you are married to also. It doesn't matter what it is, but you're kind of like, we've done this before. We're going round and round in a circle. This relationship or this situation isn't changing or really going anywhere. It's too up and down, too much like a big zigzag. And I feel like really, in essence, you really want there to be more in your life, and you want something to be more enriching. So whatever this relationship is to you, you're feeling like it's void of something. It's like there's an empty hole that needs to, and this relationship isn't really doing it for you anymore. So hope that made sense to you, Sagittarius. I really hope it did. I feel like your clarity really comes to you next month, in the month of October, and possibly in November. Those 2 months seem way more clear for me to you about this circumstance than it's going to feel to you in this month of September. So now on to the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, the first card you have here is the Five of Rods, and this is an internal struggle going on in you. You could be struggling with coworkers, family members. There could be arguments and dissension in a situation. You are in some kind of situation where nobody's happy, and people are belly aching and getting mad and kind of like pissing and moaning at each other. And for some of you, it could be a work or a business or a job situation. And for others of you, it could be in your family. And I feel like you may feel like, wow, what am I doing here? I'm always holding up everybody or trying to support everybody, either emotionally or financially. And yet it's like knocking your head against a brick wall. It's like banging your head against a brick wall. It's not really doing it. It's not working. You may also feel like you're the peacemaker. Because I see people going like, why did you take that from me? Why did you do that to me? How come you said that to me? And it's not necessarily all directed at you. I feel like you're witnessing this, and that you're kind of like, you're kind of in it, but not totally. And I feel like you may be like the one that's trying to be the peacemaker and settle things down and get things on a more even keel. And I feel like there's a lot of gossip going on, and I feel like you're having to listen to it. You're getting dragged into it even if you don't want to, because you're having to listen to it. I feel like you're going to tell everybody to stop. And I feel that because you don't feel like you can make any headway with this situation, I feel like you're going to back away from it. That's the feeling I get here. Because I feel like whatever is going on here, there's too many egos involved. You know, this one's ego's hurt. This one's ego's hurt. This one wants things this way. This one wants things that way. I feel like there's going to be some breaking apart of some friendships, and some things are going to be ending. But it's like, if you have a group of friends or family that this is going on, I feel like some people are going to break away from it and go, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't be friends with you anymore. Or I can't talk to you anymore. Like, there's people that are going to start to like pull back and pull out of the situation. The next card you have here is the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could be you, Capricorn, if you have a rising or moon sign that is a water sign. I feel like you do have deep and emotional feelings for this King of Cups. And I feel this King of Cups is kind of is like supportive of you, rallying around you. They're behind you. They're supportive of you, your thoughts, your ideas, your work. So I feel like they're in your corner. I'm not really feeling like the King of Cups is in the mix of this Five of Rods situation. I feel like they've got your back. They're also going to be trying to help you out. They may be giving you advice. They could be giving you money. They could be giving you just emotional support. But there's like, they want to help you out. I do not feel that they are against you. He does have a lot on his plate, this king, whoever this King of Cups is. He does have a lot on his mind. He does have a lot of things he's contending with. He may actually even have some of this going on in his own self, but if he does, it's because he's overworked, overburdened, or has a lot on his plate, or mentally, emotionally, or actually in his work and what he has to do. Some of you, this King of Cups is going to ditch something that is unhealthy and not working for them. So, you know, and this could be a female too, just because I keep saying he, it is the King of Cups. Because I feel like there's something, so if they're in if this King of Cups is in a job situation that they feel like is a dead end, or it's got too much acrimony in it, or it feels like it's not going anywhere, or it's too much stress and pressure on this King of Cups, then they will be exiting it. That kind of energy keeps coming up for the mid-month of this September. If you were to sit here and listen to every sign, there's a lot of that going on the other signs too. They're going to be proceeding and going towards something that's positive and special, and they could be getting a grant, a loan, some kind of or some kind of opportunity that's something elevated or special is going to be coming to some of the King of Cups here. And this will be, you'll be happy about it, because this King of Cups is strong and connected to you. And keep in mind, like I said, it could be you if you have a rising sign or moon sign that's water. So I hope that was of help to you. Now onto the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, the first card you have here is the Emperor, and this is a paternal figure that's crossed over to the other side, watching you, guiding you, and protecting you. Could be a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, or someone like a father figure to you. It could also be somebody in the living. All those people I mentioned in the living. It could also be a husband, an ex-husband, a boss, an ex-boss, or some kind of male, strong male authority figure that's an influential person in your life, whether they be living or deceased. Anything you're having a hard time coping with or managing, you are going to be getting in advice or a backing of some sort from the Emperor comes in for you. I do feel like they haven't forgotten you. They're looking out for you. They're looking out for your best interests. For some of you, this is somebody on the other side that wants you to know that. Some of you Aquarians are going to be finalizing some deal or business that is going to be making you more money. And the Emperor could have the influence that is making it happen. The Emperor could be the one that's giving you this deal, or it could be the person that's on the other side, or a connection you know in this lifetime in the living that's somehow making this, bringing it in, or going to make it happen for you. The Emperor doesn't want you to step away from your gifts or your talents or what you're doing. So if you had any thoughts of quitting your job or changing your career or stepping away from something, they're like saying it's not the time to do that yet. Don't throw in the towel about something yet. They're trying to encourage you, like, it's not time to give up, especially if you've been waiting for something to happen and you feel like it's not going to, or it hasn't come about yet. This Emperor is saying, hang in there. Don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. Something grand is coming your way. Some of you that are single Aquarians are going to have a new love relationship that is going to come up for you. And the number 9 comes up to me in my head. So it could be 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 weeks or 9 months out. I don't feel it's 9 years. So for those of you that have been waiting for a love relationship to come in, I feel the Emperor also wants you to know that that is coming. Now, you have the Hanged Man with it, and the Hanged Man, your other card is the Hanged Man. This is being in limbo. You're not moving forward. You're not moving backward. You're in a state of suspended animation, and you have to draw very strongly from your own psychic ability and your intuition when the Hanged Man shows up. I feel like you need to take a break. You're putting too much pressure and too much burden on yourself. You may be working too much, or you're taking on too many family members' responsibilities and making other people's, like maybe you're handling everything for everybody and you're going out on a limb for them, and you're kind of losing yourself in the story here. You may also feel stuck. You may feel like, you know what, I can't really change what I'm doing. I have to keep doing this. I have to keep on this path. I can't get off of it. You have to keep your spending down. You have to be careful because you may be running through quite a lot of money. You may be spending a lot of money recently, and you may want to think about putting the brakes on that or slowing spending down. And the spending may not have been frivolous. Maybe it was for stuff you actually needed, but still you gotta, slow it down a little bit. And I feel like many of you are getting a little frustrated. Many of you Aquarians are like, I'm waiting, I'm sitting here waiting, and why aren't things changing? And I'm waiting for them to change. So I'm picking up this situation, this feeling and energy of frustration of waiting. I feel like you have more opportunities actually that come into play and fruition for you and open up and blossom when you cross into the year of 2019. It's not to say that the rest of this year doesn't bring you anything, but your bigger opportunities and things that really start to accelerate, advance, and move forward, for me, when I look at you, it looks to be like it circles around the number of 2019, that year. You're going to get some kind of incentive or some kind of push from either the universe or from people around you or from clients or customers or from your own higher self and spirit guides and of inspiration, deceased loved ones, to push forward. You are going to get that. But right now, as I read this card, I feel like your energy feels like you're spinning your wheels and you feel a little stuck. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. Now on to the sign of Pisces. Pisces, in the card you have here, your first card is the King of Rods. This is a fire sign male. This could be a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could also be you, Pisces, if you have something in fire, your rising sign or your moon sign. And I don't usually do this, but I'm going to show you here. You also have the Queen of Rods. So the Queen of Rods is the exact same. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. Could be you if you have a rising sign or moon sign in fire. So this could be the same person, or it could be two completely different people. We have to see why they're here. You could be getting intertwined and engaged with something going on here with this King of Rods. And for some of you, it will involve some kind of project or something that could involve a money-making deal or a business or enterprise or something that would be expansive for you and may have money connected to it. They may be giving you something to do. They may be giving you work or a project or some kind of instruction even. Some of you are going to finalize some kind of deal with them. I see a handshake go on. It could be a contract that gets signed. You could be doing business with them. It could be something that you get subcontracted out by them to do for them. So you may have some service that you provide and you make some kind of deal or arrangement with them, or it could be them doing that for you. Because they also may be asking you to like come by, give them a hand. If this is a parent to you or a friend or a sibling to you, they may be saying, hey, Pisces, can you come over here and help me with this? If it's not a family member or a friend, it could be somebody involving work or business, and they're going to be like, hey, Pisces, I know you know how to do this, and I know you know how to sort it out and figure it out, so you come over and help me with it. They may pay you to do that. And in some cases, if they don't, that could be because they're a friend to you or a family member to you asking you to do that. Now, the card that you have next, as I said, is the Queen of Rods, and these could be the same person or they could be someone different. Some of you may know this Queen of Rods in a way where they need to have some kind of surgery. They may have some kind of problems with their airways. They may have some kind of problems breathing. They may have to get a tracheotomy. They may have COPD. They could have something to do with lung cancer or something to do with their esophagus. I'm getting like it's affecting me right now as I'm reading it. I'm getting hoarse just reading it. For some of you, this Queen of Rods is somebody that is going through some kind of trauma. This could be, like I said, physical trauma through the surgery, through needing some kind of surgery or treatment of some kind. It could be other kinds of trauma. It could be emotional trauma. Maybe they got their heart broken or they're struggling with something. But I do not feel when I read this, I'm going to change what I'm going to say right there. At first, I was going to say they're not the same person. But remember, through the King of Rods, I also picked up somebody that was going to want you to help them with something. So for some of you Pisces, this is the same person. For some of you Pisces, it's not the same person. For some of you, this Queen of Rods is looking out for you, and they are looking over you and have your best interests at heart. And I see you looking at them like you want things to clear up for them. You want everything to be free and clear for them. You want things to improve for them. I do feel like it is kind of your duty or responsibility to help them out or give them what you can or be there for them or be supportive of them. I do feel like it's part of your, I'm going to say, duty. So these could be your parents. It could be a child you need to help, a parent you need to help, a sibling you need to help. It could also be I get more like business and work and stuff related around the King of Rods than I do the Queen of Rods. But again, as I said, Pisces, these could be the same person. You may be worried about them like you feel like they're doing too much. They're extending themselves too much. They're taking on too much work, too much responsibility, or like they have too much to do, or they're, extending themselves in other ways too much. So I feel like you have concern for them. So it's always difficult when the people cards come up because it is a general reading. And whenever that happens, it's the worst thing in a general reading like this to tell you exactly who they are. So I give you all the messages I can, and hopefully you can decipher and figure out in your own personal life who this King of Rods is and who this Queen of Rods is for you, and if they're the same person or if they're two different people. But very interesting that they both came up as fire sign people for you. And for some of you, like I said, Pisces, you could be one of these two cards yourself also. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested, you can get the special videos I recorded for the middle of this month on my Vimeo On Demand channel, where I looked into love and romance. So I did a love and romance psychic tarot reading for couples and singles of each sign of the zodiac, and you can access those videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for these love and romance readings. And what I did is I included it for couples and singles in the same reading, where I pulled 3 cards from the Taramuka tarot deck for the coupled people of your sign, and I pulled 3 cards from the Hanson Roberts tarot deck for the single people of your sign in the same video. And they're over 20 minutes long in most cases, so it's a pretty long video. So I hope these messages will be helpful and useful to you in the area of love and romance, and you can access those by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for those love readings. And you can also access them by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Go to the videos tab on my menu, and they will be the first video series listed at the top of the page. You just look for love and romance psychic tarot readings for couples and singles of each sign of the zodiac. You find your sign, click on that, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. Also, if you're interested, you can get my psychic crystal readings that I do every month for each sign of the zodiac. So if you're interested in getting the September 2018 psychic crystal reading for your sign, for the month of September 2018, you can access those videos for download and purchase by clicking on the other link below this video, and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo, and they're also available on the videos page on my website. So I hope you have an outstanding rest of your month of September, all the signs of the zodiac out there, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.